as an international cooperation of the Republic of Somaliland, who will give us more details on why this deal matters to Somaliland. Dr. Mohammed, good afternoon, and thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you, and good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
What do you make of the reaction to this deal?
Well, the reaction to this deal is blown out of proportion. Somaliland and the Republic of Somaliland and the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia has signed an MOU on April 1st. And this means that the Somaliland government will give access to a naval base to Ethiopia, and in exchange, Ethiopia has agreed to formally recognize Somaliland's independence, which is actually something that they have done on 26 June 1960 when Somaliland first became independent. Ethiopia was one of the 35 countries to recognize Somaliland at that time. So this means a lot to us and, of course, to Ethiopia.
It means a lot to you and, of course, to Ethiopia, but Somalia, of course, not happy with this particular decision. Do you think that this could lead to escalating tensions amongst the neighbors now?
Not at all. Somalia and Somaliland are two different countries. We in 26 June 1960, when Somaliland became independent, we had a failed and ratified union with Somalia. Then things did not work out, as everybody knows. Somalia has started to fight, and the military in Somalia has destroyed the cities of Somaliland. And there's a well-documented genocide that the Somalia military has done to the Somali landers. And then we fought. We first fled the country, went to Ethiopia, that opened their doors to us. And unlike the military and the jets and the military jets of Somalia, bombarding the cities and destroying the cities of Somaliland and killing more than 200,000 people, and having also more than 200,000 people that seek refuge in Ethiopia. So Somaliland has no authority in Somalia has no authority in Somalia. As a matter of fact, Somalia should probably take care of their own internal problems, and instead of having ADMIS and other African militaries taking care of them, and having President Hassan Sheikh living in a compound and do not have any authority in even the rest of his country, I'll guarantee you that this will not make any sense. I know that the President Hassan Sheikh, who himself lives in one of the containers in a place called Villa Somalia, where it's the only place that he actually runs, was running around the world and promoting deep-seated hatred among the people of the Somali people and the Ethiopian people, where at the same time he has more than 30,000 Ethiopian military guarding him from Al-Shabaab. Hassan Sheikh, the so-called president of Villa Somalia, should first of all take care of that and should stop this fear-mongering thing that he's spreading around the world. Somaliland has been a democratic country. Somaliland has been a safe country for 33 years. Somaliland had free and fair elections. Somaliland had its own military, own constitution, own police force, own currency, and Somaliland has been very prosperous, knowing where we're located in the world, and it's a pearl in that part of the region, very stable.
Yep.
So this is not making any sense what President Hassan Sheikh was actually spreading. And then let me add this. 2 days ago, he actually changed his narrative and said that he does not mind to give sea access to Ethiopia, but Ethiopia has to go through him, just like if he owns or runs Somaliland.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the sad part. What we're telling to the world is we've been waiting for 33 plus years. We deserve this. Number one, because we're able to keep our country safe for 33 years. We had the 2005 African Union fact-finding mission that came to Somaliland, so that we are actually a country that is that fulfills all of the criteria to be recognized. And I'm saying that hope is coming to Somaliland.
Yeah.
We will be having more countries that follow suit and will recognize Somaliland. Hassan Sheikh and Somalia should probably look after themselves.
Well, your defense minister, now former defense minister, ayaa, criticized President Musi Abdi for not consulting the ministers on this. I don't know if you can attest to whether you were consulted as a member of cabinet. But then also the other point that he raises is that as far as he's concerned, Ethiopia is Somaliland's number one enemy.
Well, he's free for his, his ideas and his. We have been consulted, and I was actually part of the delegation that went with the president to Addis Ababa, and this has been going for a while. So he's free for his position, and he's the only minister that has said that, and he was a public figure. And he made that statement, so it was his personal view.
Personal view, but the argument around Ethiopia being Somaliland's number one enemy?
Well, that doesn't make any sense. Somaliland was our brothers when Siad Barre and his regime was killing us by thousands, the genocide. The only people that opened the doors for us, the only people that actually helped us to regain our country is Ethiopia. How could that country be the enemy of Somaliland? How that country can be the enemy of Somalia when they have 30,000 of their own soldiers defending the regime of Hassan Sheikh? It does not make any sense. It's a deep-seated hatred that Hassan Sheikh is spreading around the world and the Muslim countries. But that doesn't make any sense. And, the world refused the change, but Somaliland will not accept the status quo. We need to be recognized by the international community, just like Ethiopia has agreed to formally recognize our country, a democratic country, a safe country, a country that has a very important location in that part of volatile place called the Horn of Africa.
Mm-hmm. As we conclude the conversation, Minister, the terms and conditions of having this particular port, does it mean that Ethiopia would own the port, or does it mean that Ethiopia would have access to the port? What are the terms and conditions of this?
Well, it is an MOU, of course, as you understand, something that's not legally binding. And Ethiopia will lease that base, the naval base, from us, not from Somalia or from anybody else. And in return, we have agreed something that was the dream of the people of Somaliland, the people that wanted this, waiting for 33 years. The people who fought for democracy. The people that had 5 consecutive presidents, it's their own constitution. All this president had very peaceful transfer of power. 5 presidents, and at one point there was only 81 votes between 2 presidents. Where do you see that in Africa? There's no other place in Africa, or probably around the world, that you see that. So I'm telling you that this should be seen as an example for the rest of Africa and our neighbors. This will not destabilize Somaliland or the Horn of Africa. Instead, Somaliland is a good example that the rest of the Horn of Africa should follow. We're free. We continue to respect our people, their rights, and also are a country that is stable and has done bilateral agreement with different other countries already, different other companies or like DP World, who has built our very famous port of Berbera, the British company called BAI, who invested also in Berbera. We're attracting more and more people because we have a lot of natural resource underground and above ground. Somaliland welcomes everybody. Somaliland is the piece of country in that region whose should be the example, and there is hope for all Somalilanders. Their dreams coming true, and their dreams becoming true, and we're celebrating that, and we're welcoming people like your country in South Africa, who actually had a good relation with us. The ANC